The audio might be like completely like booty farts. So please take that in mind because there's just a lot of noise. I have the fan on. I don't feel like turning it off. If there's noise. But I listened back to this and it's still audible. So as long as it's audible, truly, I'm not too worried. Because noise is a part of everyday life. And ambient noise, just pretend like it's background music, except it's not background music, it's ambient noise for 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 ambience. And really sniffling. My allergies have been like back and forth, up and down, left and right, spinning, whatever. They've been uh, bothering me at very random times. I am now wondering if my regular voice, listening back to like the test clip I did, and I'm now wondering if my regular voice just sounds really stuffy because I constantly have allergy, like slight allergies. I mean, not really slight allergies. I have allergies all the time, but um, I don't know. It I don't know. Do I always sound like this? Maybe. I hope not, but then again, I don't know. I really am not sure. But yes, I am crocheting. I already said that. My bad. But I just feel like I think talking more will help me talk more. Yes, 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 yes. I think talking more will help me talk more. And I have trouble like finding the right words for things, articulating my thoughts. Um, it's like when somebody asks you a question and then you completely forget everything you've ever known. For example, what's your favorite song? And you have your favorite song, but you completely forget in the moment because the question's being asked. And um, and then it seems like you don't have a favorite song, but you do have a favorite song. And then by the time the conversation is over, you're like, oh, my favorite song is this in my head. And but then like you completely forget and you freeze up when people ask. And do you see how my analogy was so poor and not a good analogy? That's because I am bad at making analogies. But yeah, anyway, this kind of has no direction. This moment. Um, but I'm starting therapy again. I don't. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to be. I actually don't want to. And that sounds lame, but like, I I just don't want to. And it's not anything against therapy. I think therapy is useful. Surely, in an ideal world, therapy is useful. But and I know I need therapy. Like I need therapy. That's just like with the things that I've started with, I need therapy. But um, like damn, it's just a lot of work, and it's not even like emotional, like super. I haven't even gotten to the super emotional parts of therapy, but I think just the setting up appointments, the filling out the forms, telling people again the story of your life basically, and talking about like rehashing things that you kind of want to put behind you. And I still sometimes have this mentality, even though I know better. That's like, well, therapy's just talking, and what's talking gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, why don't I just live my life and naturally get over these things rather than rehashing the same things over and over again? But I know that's not how it works. I know that therapy is actually useful, but I just feel like I feel like therapy is for a perfect person, and I'm not a perfect person. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I feel like therapy is for like organized people who are like, you know, ready to like sit down with their issues. And I feel like I'm just not ready to sit down with my issues. And I also have this perspective that like I should sit down and I should like live more in my life before I sit down with my issues. But that's not really how you can't really choose that. You can't really be like, I'm gonna wait until everything's perfect. My bed spring just moved. I'm gonna wait till everything's perfect and my life is perfect and great and fine and exactly where I want to be before I then start delving into like my past stuff. Like I know that's not how it works, but in my mind, that's how it works. Um, I just realized how many yellow things I have. My socks are yellow. Can I show my socks? My socks are yellow. Whatever. Just trust that my socks are yellow. This is this is yellow. My little weighted cheetah lion thingy is yellow. My bandana's yellow. The stuff that I'm cushioning is yellow. I didn't actually notice that until now. And I didn't used to be a big yellow fan. My headphones are yellow. I don't know why that's funny to me. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, I didn't used to like yellow this much, but now that I've noticed, it's like everywhere, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm surrounded with like yellow stuff. Um, yeah, but I transferred schools. I actually completed transferring schools, so I'm transferred, and I had my first semester at my new college, and it was pretty good. It was pretty rocky though. It was pretty rocky, but not like it was fine. It wasn't that rocky. When I say pretty rocky, I mean like a little rocky. I don't mean like pretty rocky. I mean like a little rocky. Little rocky. But it wasn't too bad. It was fine. I don't know. I I I I I I I always feel like I have like one foot in school and one foot like out of school. But I feel like that's how all students feel because it's like there's so many places where you would rather be. You just don't have the words for it. So you're in school instead. You know what I mean? Like everybody has that dream of just well, I shouldn't really generalize because some people's dream is school and like taking school to the highest point of where it can go, and that's like a real dream. And I'm really lucky to be still in school and still learning and having the opportunity to take classes and do things. And so I'm trying to like keep perspective at the same time. Um, you know, and it's like school's not for everyone, but I'm in school, and that's just what it is. And I like it sometimes, and sometimes I hate it. Um, but I feel like that's the average experience. You're not gonna love school like every step of the way. So I'm just kind of taking it as it goes and trying not to just have this mentality of um just like the hate school. Like I don't know, it's okay. It could be worse. I know it could be worse because I've been through the worst of school, and I hopefully am on the other side of that, and on the part of school that can actually be okay and like manageable and not mental health deteriorating, instead just average. Um, I hope this is making sense, but it's okay if it's not. To be honest, I mean, really, sorry for the noise. Um, But just think of it as ambient noise. You know? I wonder what counts as ambient noise. Does that make sense? Like, how loud does noise have to be before it stops being ambient noise? What does ambient even mean? You know what I mean? I mean, yes, you could look it up, and I know what ambient means, but like, what does ambient mean in terms of like decibels? How low does something have to be ambient? Is ambient about the volume of the noise or about the quality of the noise? Now we're getting into deeper questions. Um, I'm just yapping. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, I like crocheting, but I feel like it's actively harming me in terms of like my shoulders are super swollen and my muscles are like tight and have knots and my shoulders are knotted to hell. Um, so that sucks. And I'm like iron deficient, and I'm pretty sure the reason why my shoulders are knotted to hell has to do with my iron deficiency, but I can't really make the exact causation because I don't know that much about the effects of iron deficiency. So I was looking it up last night, which never do. Never look up health symptoms at 3 a.m. to figure out why you're feeling bad because it would just give you the worst things. And it definitely did not help my anxiety because I thought I was dying. So that was really nice. Um, and now I'm like, I need to go to the doctor. I need to go to the doctor now. I need to go to the doctor now. What if this is one of those moments where I don't go to the doctor because I'm like, it's fine. And then I go to the doctor and it's actually not fine. And it's like the worst thing ever. And I was just sitting and doing nothing while, I don't know, some malignant tumor was forming. Like, that's where my brain goes. So, I don't know. Big W's for anxiety this year. You know, this new year. Big W's. You know? Anxiety just really, it's pretty inventive, I have to say. Anxiety is pretty, like, once you kind of get rid of one thing and know for certain, like, okay, I'm fine in this one area, anxiety will find a way to manifest in other forms. So that's really nice, actually. That's great. Um, wait a second. I don't know. What could I do? I guess I could probably deal with my anxiety. Actually, is what I could do, and that circles back to therapy. Wow. 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 That's hammering. There's construction going on. Was there construction going on last time I was doing something? This feels like a very full circle moment. Um, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe it's not a full circle moment. Um, I'm trying to distract myself from the actual hellscape that is the US right now and crochet. Like crocheting has been helping me a lot. And it helps like calm me down and focus on one thing, especially for like my anxiety. Um, I really got the sniffles, like every 2 seconds I'm sniffling, and it makes me want to like take out my mucous membrane. You know what I mean? If that's even possible. No one wants no again. Unlimited, unlimited. Damn. Can I talk about the second part of Wicked for a second? For like 2 seconds, like really quickly. It didn't hit the same as the first. And I'm sure a lot of people felt that. I was so confident in that too. I'm sure a lot of people felt that. I don't know. Maybe everybody loved the second part of Wicked. Me personally, I didn't. So, um, Cynthia would vote 8 as always. That's correct. That's true. But I like the first part, and it might not even have to do with the movie itself, but the structure of the musical. But then again, I haven't watched the musical, so I don't know. Um, but I'm a musical fan. Question mark? Yes, I am a musical fan. Kind of. Um, I like dabble here and there in some songs and listen to some musical songs because they sound great. And I don't know, in an alternative universe. No, an alternate universe. In an alternative emo goth universe, I would be a musical theater major. Cause that, I mean, it looks fun. I'm just saying, theater kids are cool. I might be the first to say that, but it's true. Imagine being able to sing and dance for your life in front of other people for like an hour or two or more. Right, exactly. Like that's pretty crazy if you really think about it. So, I don't know. Theater kids have always been getting a bad rap. And it's like, okay, well, it just depends. Um, I am wanting to make a top, and I don't think I even have enough yarn to make a top. This is how much yarn I have left. And this is just the front side. So, and I'm not done with it. So, I'm not sure. This needs more. Man, I'm so bad at yarn measuring, knowing how much yarn I have left, knowing how much yarn is needed for a project. Then I just start crocheting. And as soon as I look up, I have no more yarn left. Then I have this half finished project that I know I'm never gonna come back to because I'm never gonna get the same exact colors of yarn unless I actively seek it because I got my yarn from the dollar store and they never have the same colors in a row. So it's really just a per chance, just a gamble. Man, I don't know if this yapping is productive, really, but I don't know. I'm supposed to hang out with my friend today, my best friend today, but I don't know if she texted me, so I'm gonna go check. Unlimited. Okay, so she didn't text me. I have a $20 copay. Man, this is why therapy and it costs money. It costs money, man. You're telling me I have to schedule and there's a copay and this and that, and I have to show up every week, and I can't. I mean, I can miss a session, but I can't miss a session. And you charge if you miss a session, man. And then I have to go and talk about my feelings. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Limited. Um, I want to like make more songs that actually sound not like trash. Man, that's mean. That's mean. They don't sound like trash. They're just I just can't play any instruments. And I record on my phone. So maybe I shouldn't say trash because like I'm trying. You know what I mean? Not as hard as I could be. Maybe if I actually learn how to play instruments, things would be a bit better. But I have, I'm taking a piano class this semester, this upcoming semester, which I'm excited for. So, you know, it's not for naught. I will be hopefully learning the piano this year, which makes me excited but also nervous. But hopefully that will help me write better songs because, you know, there's music, there's actual music involved. I don't know. The construction is getting long, guys. So I'm gonna go because this is quite long, and maybe update when my top is done, or maybe I'm just saying this and it's going straight into the void because you might never see this again. So, but okay.